Hey everyone! I know it's been a little while since my last video, and apologize for that. I've been really busy with my side company, and I'm sure you saw the video for that with the Wham Bam Babes. It was just an awesome party we had for Halloween for our 5-year anniversary, so go check it out on my video list if you hadn't seen it, and if you're not prudish, I'm sure you'll like it. Let's talk a little bit about the costs of living a motorhome lifestyle. A lot of people ask me that. I seem to get that question all the time. How much does it cost to live that way? A lot of people do this for economic reasons. A lot of people do this for lifestyle reasons. I happen to fall into the lifestyle category. I didn't do this for money reasons. I chose this lifestyle. But I'll still run down my costs for you and give you a breakdown so you see how much this lifestyle can cost you, or at least how much it costs me. All right, so let's get to it. How's it going, everyone? The basics, okay? I'm not gonna include gas bills or the price of fuel, at least for driving the vehicle around, into my equations because, let's face it, almost everybody drives a vehicle to get around, to get to work, whatnot. So that's really not a big difference if you're living an RV lifestyle, and I don't want to include that into the cost of things. Yes, gas costs more in an RV, but at least here in BC, I don't know, maybe it's different in other provinces and states, the cost of insurance is a lot cheaper on a motorhome than a commuter car. So at the end of the day, it actually equals out to be about the same if I drive this to work every day, or if I drive a car every day and have to pay higher insurance. So I'm not going to include the gas costs. That's also very controllable. A lot of people in their RVs don't drive very much. They don't drive very far. They don't drive every day. So you can control your gas costs from, you know, $50 a month to hundreds of dollars a month, depending on whether you're moving around a lot and whatnot. So just a few things to run down. Food and household items. Well, that's pretty much the same as any other dwelling, any house or apartment that you live in. Maybe it's just a little bit less. I don't have to clean as much. I clean all the time. I buy a lot of cleaning products, paper towels, you know, things like that. And so that, with my grocery bills, I go out and do a good grocery shopping at least every week and a half or so. Probably runs around $300 a month. Again, that's very controllable. A lot of people control their food costs in various ways. I just go out and do my shopping, fill up all my cabinets the best I can each month, and I can only hold a certain amount of storage. I can't go to Costco and buy bulk loads of huge ketchup bottles like this to last me for 5 years. You know, obviously, I try to buy everything small, travel size, small size, packs of craft dinner, you know, all that good stuff. And there's only a certain amount you can hold in these fridges too, so you can't go too overboard with that. So you've got to do a little bit more constant shopping than if you're living in a house or an apartment. Next, propane. During the summer, I can easily go a month or longer on one fill of propane. It's a 30-pound tank. It costs me about $20 to fill, so $20 a month, let's just say that. In the winter, I have the fireplace on pretty much all the time. Sometimes if it gets cold enough, I'll even leave it on low when I'm at work, and then when I come back, it's all nice and warm in here. Keeps it warm. The water tanks in this motorhome are actually inside under the cabinets, under the bed, so it keeps everything from freezing up as well. So I would say about a week and a half I get on a fill of propane during the winter. So I fill it up 2 to 3 times a month. Hydro, well, hydro is free. Dumping the tanks, the gray water and the black water tanks. For those of you that don't live on a boat or an RV, black water is the toilet and gray water is your shower and sink, okay? Normally I'll have to go dump them at least once a week. I try to do that so I never have a problem of running out of water or having my tanks full before I get a chance to dump them. I like to make sure it's all taken care of before they're full, obviously, or empty, vice versa. I don't want to wake up in the morning and not have a shower, so I end up dumping usually about once a week. I go to the local RV parks. They're usually $15 or up to dump your tanks. Sometimes Husky gas stations are about $5, and there are even a few free ones around, but they're usually, you have to drive far away to get to them, so it's not worth it. So let's say $5 to $15 a week to dump the tanks and refill my water. Of course, the water is free. You can get water everywhere. What's next? Insurance. Well, here in BC, it's a lot cheaper to insure a motorhome than it is a commuter car. So it averages out to about $1,000 a year. So let's say about 83 bucks a month. Okay. I used to drive a V6 Ford Mustang for my old job. It was a commuter car to get to and from work, and that cost about 3 times more to insure than a motorhome. So yes, gas is cheaper with the car, but the insurance is ridiculous. And at least I've got my whole house with me with this, so I'm not worried about that. Cell phone costs, internet costs, at least 100 bucks a month. Okay, I pay for a wireless hotspot, 4G, and I also use my cell phone data plan as well. I try to keep them both below their limits. It's usually about 5 gigs a piece. I usually do about 10 gigabytes a month or less. I obviously don't torrent movies or anything like that, but I do watch YouTube and the occasional Netflix, but it's mostly Facebook and my websites and things like that. So it's pretty easy to stay under those limits. And let's be honest, guys, if you're saving 600 bucks to $1,000 a month in rent, then why do you care about spending maybe 200 bucks a month on cell phone and internet? I mean, it's not a big expense. If you're saving all that money, you might as well spend on the luxuries, right? So I'm definitely not the type that would drive around and waste gas money to go find free Wi-Fi somewhere. I'd rather just be connected everywhere I go. So one of those hotspots is definitely good to have. So at the end of the month, let's say minimum $400 a month. Wintertime, probably closer to around $500 a month. And depending on how much internet I use, that can go up to maybe $600 a month, not including the gas costs, of course. So hope that gives you guys an idea of how this lifestyle isn't free and costs are very controllable. But like I've said before in previous videos, I do this lifestyle for choice, not for economic reasons. And even if this costs the same as renting a $1,200 apartment in Vancouver Westside, Kitsilano, like I used to do, even if it costs the same, I would still do this lifestyle over that any day. I would pay more to live like this than I would to live in someone else's building and be under their rules, or pay property taxes and mortgages and be stuck in one spot all the time. It's just not appealing to me. So the cost factor isn't even an issue for me. It's just a really nice bonus. You get to save some money, and you can save that money, and all of a sudden now you have the freedom to turn the key and go on a trip. I can leave all the time. Whenever I get 3 or 4 days off in a row from work, I just go. I go explore. I go check things out. And this winter, I'm planning on a lot of trips up to the local ski hills in BC. Definitely a lot on the North Shore here in Vancouver. I'll be able to go up after work. They have night skiing. I can just leave here after work, go skiing till 10 o'clock at night, go to bed, go to work the next morning. You know, it's a beautiful thing. So hope that helps out, guys. If you guys have any further questions about the costs associated with this or anything I missed, then leave them in the comments. I'll get right back to you, all right? Keep on trucking, everyone, and rest in peace, Chris Farley. We love you.